Hello, this is Crypto CJ. Welcome to today's trade of the day. It's the Friday afternoon Zoom edition, and we had some really nice movement in Bitcoin the last few days. We hit 45K early this morning, around 5:30 Pacific. Then it's been dropping ever since. So let's look at the Bitcoin chart. Okay, you should be seeing my Bitcoin 4-hour chart.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And I've just drawn this channel in the pink lines here, how it's been working its way back up. And I like what I see. We're getting lower lows, higher highs, and we're still in this range. Let's go to the day chart.
Higher lows, higher highs, isn't it?
Is that what did I say that wrong? Higher highs?
You said lower lows, higher highs.
Okay, higher highs, higher lows. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's an important distinction, so I appreciate that. All right, so here's the range we've been in since basically the beginning of the year. The top of the range is around 45.8 or 46. That's a daily close above 46. I think would be indicative of a return to an overall bullish market. Depending on what time frame or who you talk to, we do have some nice movement this week. Not sure how long it'll last. If we can't break through 45 and stay above it, 45, 46 range, bulls might get discouraged and bears might take over again. I'm seeing probably a dip like we're doing now into tonight, early tomorrow, and then maybe some upward movement over the weekend after that. We'll see. Wouldn't surprise me if we came back down to touch 42, 41, and then bounce back up. Of course, if we honor the higher low scenario, we'd be looking at a low right around 43 or so, and then a bounce back up. So we'll see. Okay, any questions on Bitcoin or the overall market? Let's look at Ethereum. Looks pretty similar. I'm on the 4-hour chart here. I just drew some lines here in pink for higher lows. This one here in early March, and then you can see they keep creeping up. And again, it wouldn't surprise me if we came down here to say this area here, maybe just above 3,000. Maybe 3,000 will be the new floor, the new platform, the new low. That would be really cool for those of us who hold Ethereum. I don't hold much. Got a couple bags of. I've got bags of Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's about it. I know some people on this call do like to hold and do swing trades and stuff, and that's fine. But
it's looking very much like the same channel that Bitcoin's going through, the upward trend.
Could draw that. Pretty similar. Something like that. Starting to squeeze in a little bit, but again, I don't know how much people. I know a lot of traders like to draw these kind of lines, and I think they have some value, but for entry and exits. But you need a whole lot more confirmation than just some of these lines. So I think they have some value, but again, I don't swear by them. So okay, any questions on? Let's check the news. Let's see if there was a newsworthy thing.
It is the weekend, and a lot of the institutions sort of close their positions in the weekend, so you always get a bit of a drop.
Yep.
Late Friday.
Yeah, I've got a calendar item, Friday shorts at around 5 p.m. Pacific. I might have to make that earlier, so maybe put that around 2, because I seem to be a little late on these shorts sometimes on the weekends. Well, I'm not seeing anything earth-shattering here on the news. I did see one thing I liked. Now I can't find it. Well, dadgummit. Oh, here we go. Institutional demand surges. ETF hits all-time high. Yeah, I was looking at this earlier. Canadian Bitcoin ETF is getting more traction than it ever has before. One would think we'd have these in the US, and they have them in Canada, but not here. I think we have them for leverage, for derivatives, and not for spot, which doesn't make much sense. But anyway, any good news for Bitcoin should help move the market, depending on the overall market conditions, since things were trending up. I don't know if it had anything to do with it earlier in the week or not. The announcement just came out today, so maybe not. But a lot of people like to trade ETFs, so they require Bitcoin, and so that can help move the price. Okay. We do have a new person. Sandy V is here. He's pretty active in the Altcoin Alert Slack group, so good to have him aboard. All right. Well, if that's it for Bitcoin and Ethereum, we'll check out the Altcoin Alert page to see if we can find any trades. Okay, so I'm on the Altcoin Radar on Altcoin Alert. I've got the easy mode off. This gives me all the information. I usually start with the AA score. I'm going to refresh. Sort. So very bullish. We have Axie and Loop Ring. I do like these I've traded before, and I was looking at Ergo today. I've got this that one up, so we'll just look at that one first.
Taking that.
So Ergo is on KuCoin, and I like this chart setup. Let's get the big picture first. So it's pretty much been crashing and burning since November or September. Yeah, down about 80%, 85%, but coming back the last few days. On the 1 hour, up, 70% in about 4 days. Drop and then another pump. So it's had some interesting movement. You think this would just crash and burn after this, but it's dropped, gone back up again to almost where it was, dropped, and then moving up again. Pretty interesting here. So, I mean, on the 5 minute, just kind of riding the, well, actually, this is the Vidya, sort of like an EMA, and kind of going straight right now. But I thought this chart was interesting, the 15 minute. And that we've had pumps here, a drop to about the SMA line, then another pump, another big drop. Now it's moving back up again. So it got resistance, at least on the 15-minute chart, right here around 547. And kind of going straight now. So I thought it would be a pretty good play to get in here now that it's showing some staying power above the SMA line on the 15-minute chart. On KuCoin, you could buy this with a goal of getting out right about here, 540, 7%. That's a really good day trade. And then you've got some support down here around 443. So that can be, if you want to do a stop loss, I put it just below that, right about here at 534. I don't like stop losses on most of my trades, so I would rather ladder buy here, get another position, especially based on the prior movement we saw. And get back in this. So that's how I would approach Ergo. Okay. So any questions on Ergo? You can also wait for a dip sequence. Put your price alert right here, about 445. I just should have written 445 in there, but you know, call it whatever you want. And then you got that going for you. We're on the 15-minute chart anyway. You know, that's where I like to put my indicator alerts. They're all pretty high right now. But as you can see, when this RSI dropped and came back, you know, indicated a really good move. Let's see if we got another one like that. Not really. Not that low recently. This one, we got a couple down here at about 35.5. Maybe put your alert at 30, between 30 and 36. And like right here when it dropped and started coming back up, you got to move at 3% there, 4.5% here. You know, if you held on, you know, through most of the day, then, you know, really nice trade. So real quick, how you do an RSI alert is you first download the RSI, you know, from your indicators. Type in RSI. I use this updated version. That's from TradingView. Right click on the RSI, crossing up. I want to go down below the 30 and then cross up. Show me that it's coming back. Once per bar close or once per bar. Go 36. Call this RSI alert, RSI long, and there you go. So when that goes off, you don't just jump in anyway. You look at the overall situation, check Bitcoin, and evaluate. So, and you can do the same thing on the money flow index, the MFI. You just use, there's a couple times where it's dropped below 20 and come back and had some really nice moves. Like here, you know, 4 or 5%. It's a really good day trade. You know, here, probably didn't go off till this candle, so you probably catch it somewhere in between here. 6%, and similar to the RSI, that goes off here, and you know, really good double digits there. So, and then the MFI, if you put an alert there, it's very similar to what I just showed you, crossing up. I usually go to 20. MFI alert. You're good to go. So, and then finally, you could use divergence alerts too. You can download this. Divergence from any indicators, about version 4, it's the one I like. Divergence is just a disagreement between the indicator values and the price action. So try to show an example. Well, I'm seeing a real good one here, but, and to do that, right click on divergence. We want positive divergence, once per bar close, and there's your divergence alert. So, okay, any questions on Ergo or the alerts and indicators I just went over? That's a review for a lot of you, but since we have a couple new people, I thought I'd go over it quickly. All right, the other one we had was Axie. Let's check that out. This one I've traded quite a bit this year. And this one's had some interesting movements. It's the gaming token. Yeah, it's gone down 70%, but reclaimed, you know, a portion of that. It's done lately, had a nice move. Starting to follow Bitcoin more than it used to. It's up about 44% and down about down to 34 at the moment. And on the 5-minute, it's riding the SMA line in a squeeze, my least favorite place to get in. So some support down here right around 69.50 or 70. You could put a price alert there. That would be a pretty good entry. And then if you want to use an indicator alert, go over to the 15-minute chart. And you could do the MFI crossing above 20, the RSI crossing above 30. Or you got your divergence alert as well. So that's what I would do with Axie. Any questions on that one? So those are the two very bullish AA scores we have. The other sort I like to do is this long-term sentiment sort. I'm going to reload real quick. And so quick review, long-term sentiment is the word on the street. What's, what are people talking about on Twitter? So it compares the last 24 hours, the last 20 days. So I'm looking for very bullish or bullish, and I want that to correlate with this Elder Impulse Daily, which is a technical indicator. Bryce talks about this on the CryptNation and Altcoin Alert calls. So, and that's trend-based momentum indicator, similar to the MACD. And so when I see a very bullish and a bullish, this catches my attention. It's up over 10% today, Chili's is, but I think it's worth looking at, so let's check it out. I've actually already got alerts on this one. Looking for a good entry. Okay, so on the day chart, it's taking a beating like a lot of them have. Down 75%, starting to come back, kind of following Bitcoin. Get a big pump out of nowhere. So since the 20th, in the last 4 or 5 days, up 28%. And then quite a bit of a drop, but starting to come back a little bit. Yeah, this one looks pretty similar to Axie. It's well, it's really here in the squeeze. About 3%. For a dip trade, what I'm really looking for is a bubble like this, but going down and then coming back up again, sort of the opposite of this move. So I don't see a really good entry here. We have some support, slightly below where we are now. I don't know if that would be really useful to put a support line that close to where we are now. So let's pop over to the 15-minute and do some indicator alerts. Bearish or your bullish divergence here. Once per bar close. Whenever you use a divergence alert, you want to check once per bar close so it doesn't repaint. Sometimes it'll flash divergence and then the values will change and then the alert will go away. So, and then on the MFI, crossing above the 20, RSI crossing above the 30. Lately, I've been looking at the specific values that it's dropped to and then bounced off of before it makes a move to the upside, so I can get a little better signals in. So I've been putting more instead of just 30 all the time. I've been doing some 32, 33, 36. So, go ahead and check those out. For those of you familiar with the RSI and doing these divergence alerts, if you're not that familiar with it, you're just starting, just go ahead and go with 30. Can't lose with that. Well, you can lose, but that's a good place to start. So, any questions on Chili's? Yeah, I'm looking for a dip on this and then a re-entry. I hope to get into that tonight or tomorrow morning. All right, let's see what else. Let's do one more long-term sentiment. Oh, XRP, look what we got here. Very bullish on long-term sentiment and bullish on the Elder Impulse. So let's check out XRP. Sandy V is back. Welcome aboard.
What happened here?
Is that you, Sandy?
Yeah, that's me. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
You're pretty active on the on the Altcoin Alert Slack group. We appreciate that. I'm not seeing much of a picture of you, but
It was
okay.
there. All of a sudden, it disappeared.
Not sure if that's technical difficulties. If you're just a little shy, that's okay. All right, XRP. Let's check it out. Day chart. Got a pretty good bounce back. You know, since we had this big pump here, late January, early February, a drop, then coming back up. This one's been kind of interesting. Done some scalping on this with some success. Okay, on the hour. There's a pretty nice move. About 8%, but it's just kind of meandering now. 5 minute. Sitting right on the SMA line. And really squeezy, less than 1%. So no setup for a dip sequence anytime soon. This is a pretty good example of what we're looking for in a dip sequence. We got the 1, 2, 3 dip is the the baseline trade strategy I like to use. So not really early, around 8 o'clock, 8:20 this morning, we had the squeeze and then the bubble. We have one big dip here. Comes up above the Bollinger Band, another big dip, 2, 3, actually just 4 dips. But I'm usually looking for, before I get in, I'm looking for the candle that breaks above the Bollinger Band. So that would have been here. So, not a great trade. I'd probably still be in it, trying to get, I probably would have gone for this resistance here on 1%. I'd still be in that trade because it didn't. You do the pump that usually happens after 1, 2, 3 dip. It just kind of went sideways. That's probably a function of Bitcoin. 5-minute chart on Bitcoin. It's looking kind of similar. It's just going sideways. So again, on Friday afternoon, we have the lower volume. This kind of thing is pretty normal. So what do we do? Well, again, we're going to a 15-minute chart.
Have a good weekend with it.
Didn't hear you. Try again.
We're going to have a good weekend with Bitcoin.
Well, we talked a little bit about it at the very beginning. I went over the day chart, and we've had higher highs and higher lows, and I don't want to totally reproduce that. But if you want to, were you a little late today, or you're muted now?
I got in late because I was cooking.
That's right. Yeah, you might want to catch the replay. I'll send that
Yeah,
out.
I'll catch a replay, no problem.
Yeah, and see that there. But quickly, I think we're going to drop today and early tomorrow, and then hopefully rise midday Saturday and Sunday. But don't hold me to it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, XRP. So on our 15-minute chart, we'll do our indicators. Divergence. Crossing above the 20 on the MFI, crossing above the 30 on the RSI. So I've shown a few of those already. Need not do it again. Any questions on XRP? All right, let's try to find a stinker. Let's try to short something. Some of you folks on here trade leverage. If you're a new trader, new to day trading, you should probably get really good at spot trading before you move over to leverage. But on leverage, you can short stuff and make money when prices go down. It's kind of fun. So we can do that a couple ways here on Altcoin Alert. We can look for a bad AA score, 39.7 bearish, but that's still pretty close to neutral. So we'll think about that one. Let's go to long-term sentiment sort and look for bearish. And I'm looking for the opposite of what I told you before. I'm looking for bearish on the long-term sentiment and bearish on the Elder Impulse Daily. And then you also have to have a knowledge of whether the coin pair you're looking at is something you can short on an exchange. So at this point, I know them pretty well, and I can look them up pretty quickly on Bybit or Phemex or Binance or whatever your exchange is. So, but I'm not seeing any right now that are both. Maybe XCN. I don't think that one is shortable. ELA, no. Yeah, so I don't really have one here. So we did have Qtum with a bearish AA score. Let's check that one out. And I have traded this before on both Bybit and Phemex, long and short. So still do the same evaluation. It's down 60–70%, but trending up lately. Yeah, we might be too late for this. Had a nice run up here to 8.8% with the Bitcoin pump, but dropping, giving away a lot of that. So a 5-minute chart, yeah, super squeezy. 2.5%. So I don't really see a good place to put a price alert. There's a little bit of some resistance here around 8.46, around 845. This is all kind of trending, stair-stepping down. It's not really useful. So on 15-minute, we did get on balance of volume, bearish divergence. So you could go with that, but I don't know, that's sort of contradicting it, and that's going sideways. The MFI is trending up, RSI sideways. So that's not really giving us confirmation on this bearish divergence. And we're only down like 0.2% since it went off, 45 minutes ago. So I wouldn't really rely on that yet. So we're going to do the opposite of what we usually do on the MFI. If you want to put an alert here, crossing down instead of value of 80, and you could go with once per bar close or once per bar. On the RSI, we're going to use 70, crossing down 70. Per bar close or once per bar, RSI short. Or you can wait for a better divergence situation, once per bar close, negative divergence. And there you go. Any questions on the potential Qtum short? Well, that's about all I have for today. On any questions on Altcoin Alert or the market overall, or any specific coins you want to look at? Very well. Kind of quiet today. We are sleepy and drowsy and pumped for the weekend. What are we doing here?
Hard.
Just a little tired. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and end the recording here. For those of you watching live, appreciate it. Those of you on the recording, I appreciate you as well. For those of you in carbon, you can hang around. We'll talk about that. If you're not in carbon, feel free to drop off. If you want to be a fly on the wall and listen to us, you can do that too. We'll hopefully see you on Monday. And remember, Monday is going to be the later time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern.